I just recognized I didn't do a part two of the Alzheimer's because there's 3 stages of Alzheimer's. Second stage. Let's talk about this. So fill you in if you haven't seen the previous Alzheimer's video of Mama Betty. Disc jockey for WGPR before Mean Gene Mama Jean got in. And so she was the first. She worked with Barry Gordy getting people famous by pushing disc jockey records and getting Al Payola under the table. So you know the gist of it, what a disc jockey got back in the day. So now Mama's like this. Auntie Aretha's like Aretha Louise Franklin. My adoptive parents' youngest sister, BJ, took care of her and actually helped raise her before Mahalia Jackson took over in her teens. But Mama was raising her, so she looked to Mama like an authority figure. So, getting to the point. I'm just seeing Auntie Aretha for the first time at like 13 after my foster parents died. Mama Betty, the disc jockey's oldest siblings. And oldest at all, yeah. So, Mama, I'm taking care of her to the point. She tried to blow my head off with a pearl-handled pistol Mama Jessie had from the South. Because in the South, that was common. So Mama Jessie was that like Medea type. Literally, they copied Medea off Mama Jessie, but she carried that around. She shot people. So she shot Daddy Nathaniel. He got back from World War II, serving in the Marine Corps and Northern Army, and she shot him in the leg. First black sergeant in the Marine Corps. No, that would have been the Army at that time, as a sergeant back in World War II. So that was like pretty big. And you shot a veteran in the leg? I said, Mama, I pray God, because Daddy forgave her, but, you know, karma, grand creator, he don't like, I don't think he'd like his veteran suffering or something like that. That's just like, you don't cross that line. Long story short, that's Mama Jessie, ride to die. High Yellow will beat the heck out of you. Yeah, so, wonderful parents. But, getting to their youngest sister, BJ, rocking with WGPR. Okay, she pulls a pearl-handled pistol, almost blows my head off because I'm in a dark basement of hers. She's got Alzheimer's and all this jazz. So that. Let's fast forward because everybody else knows that. That's in the video. If you don't, check it out. This is round 2 of Alzheimer's. I'm still living on Patton Court in Detroit with her in one of her old rentals, which is, it's funny. She had a lot of rental properties. She was like that. She was smart with money, being a Leo. So long story short, she pulls a gun out. I go over to Auntie Aretha's and I'm like, oh, thank you, Auntie Aretha. She got me some pair of ice skates signed by Gordie Howe. And my dumb behind sold them later on in life, excuse my French, at Play It Again Sports for $60. Back in like 2000, I had sold them. But anyways, I got gypped $60. Yeah, I know, right? I thought they said Mr. Hockey. I thought that was Wayne Gretzky. I didn't know. So yeah, I got bamboozled, my family says. But anyway, my biological dad said that. Long story short, which is right here, me in the Marine Corps with him at Paris Island, right next to Camp Lejeune, dirty water. Anyways, back to Mama. Yeah, she tried to shoot me. Then we almost blew the house up with the furnace, and she said, baby, screw that. Don't go in there, because it was like a boom. And I'm like, this is my first time home from the Marine Corps before I re-enlisted. So I was already shell-shocked a little bit. So I'm like, the fuck was that? You know, kind of feeling, and I was scared, but I didn't want that house to do something while I wasn't there, so I had the balls up and go do it. But I was like, no, we call somebody. Let the fire department check this out. And worse to lose your life over. We can replace the house. We can't replace you or ourselves. And I said, oh, okay, so we got out of there. But then there was a time, there was this Olof Uski or something German. Dad's Russian and German, so it was like he was playing a Nazi, and it was a black and white movie. Well, not black and white, they colorized it. So they looked like they were really like in their natural color. So he's like, there's this white lady. Well, Mama Betty grew up in the South back in like 1920s, I think, or 1930s, because Mama Jessie was 1920, Daddy was 1919. So that mindset, y'all follow what I'm saying. If you're older, feel me on this. Amen. So back to Mama. Okay, she tried to shoot me. Then we went out straight kaboom. Then she threw the shake in that lady's face at the rallies. This other African American, but she was a hood girl, okay, but she was a big girl, but she was cool if you get her on a nice day. But mama got on a bad day. She says, this burger is dry, wouldn't feed this shit to my dog Chico. Here, you eat this shit, bitch. And I'm like, mama, don't you say that to people. They said, I don't give a goddamn. She said, give me your manager. You know, this big, heavy set African-American girl just like had lost it by this point, y'all. So she like, she went straight. This is where they say on that show on Adult Swim, having a nigga moment. She had hers, let me tell you, because mama pushed, she had a cross on, she ripped that off. She said, Jesus can't help you now, you old wrinkled, smiveled up bitch. Because mama had called her, she says, you know who I am? Bitch, I'm BJ, you little nappy-headed nigga. She said, you need to go on a treadmill somewhere and run on it for days. So mama's just like ripping on her. I'm like, mama, you don't do that. Mama had a nigga moment. Okay, I'm not realizing I'm in a crosshairs of this. Mama throws a shake in this girl's face. I'm like, oh, I was like, could I apologize? She says, you bitch. I said, wait a minute, girl, hold on, don't you talk to my mama like that. And I said, don't get it twisted. I will lay you out, and you and anybody else you bring. So literally, we having now my little, cause I'm mixed with so much DNA. So I don't know where it came from. Maybe the Egyptian, maybe the Nigerian, I don't know, South American genes kicked in, but I had my nigga moment. And I said, I will rip you through that glass, and I said, I will rip your gut out. I was saying horrible things, y'all, but at that heat of the moment, it was defense of my grandma, BJ. And she jumped across that damn wheel. I'm like, mama, because I fueled the flame accidentally by giving it to this. I'm like, what you call my mama? You know, you don't talk about people's mama and grandma, especially their grandmama, because grandmas never do nothing wrong, really, by that point. They can't. It's hard to mess up. So, yeah, I was like, that was like 3 moments right there in one pack. So we leave. This girl was coming out. She literally had some, like, I got some hot grease up in there. She was going to throw it at us that window. So I didn't have that window all the way, but it was mostly rolled up. But I peeled out of that driveway as soon as I could have at rallies in Detroit, and I hit that turn and came around. Because I knew Aunt Terry was lieutenant for Detroit Police, so I didn't give a damn. I met the chief, so he knew me. So he knew his mama is a handful. So this was Thelma and Louise going good. Not bad, thank God, because the cop did pull. So I said, ain't you Terry's nephew through your adoption? I said, yes. I said, Mama had a nigga moment. I told him. He said, oh, hell. He said, how you doing, Miss BJ? And she said, that's right, baby. You better remember it. I'm running this town in Detroit. So Mama went back into her disc jockeying days mentality. I'm like, Mama, this is not back in the day where you're working with Berry Gordy and taking your daughter to with Michael Jackson when they're both little to have pancakes. You don't have that kind of power in this society. Not that I knew of at the time. I guess Auntie Aretha thought differently. She said, baby, don't argue with BJ. Eating some chitlins. And they were good. Miss Kathy put her foot in it. Well, Auntie Catherine, I call her. She cooked same birthday cake for me that Auntie Aretha always gets. Every birthday, Auntie Aretha gets that same strawberry filled cake. Miss Catherine, I love you, Auntie Kathy. She could cook, because she made it on my 13th birthday. I was like, wow, no one had this in the world but Auntie Aretha, and that was her birthday cake every year. I said, wow, how honored. I mean, and it was delicious. It was worth like a forbidden cake, like you'd only get like in your dream or something. It was that damn good. I didn't want anybody at the birthday party to get it, and I was sharing everything, even my gifts. But don't touch that cake. It was delicious. Strawberry. Oh God, Miss Auntie Kathy, I wish you could come down into my body and tell me the recipe. But she passed, but long story short, Mama Betty, yeah, she was a handful. She even told this woman through the window in Clinton Township, she said, you need to get your lazy ass home and stop walking and start walking that broom, you lazy ass. That's why your house is probably nasty. I'm like, Mama, you don't say that to people. And these is like rich white people too, and regular other people peppered in. But yeah, you don't tell these people they got money. You don't tell them that. I don't give a damn. So we go to the different places. Well, Iron Zerk Birch, back to that German, he forced this woman to kiss him. And she was like, no, you do not stop. And he's like, you're guilty. And so she saw that Nazi symbol, went crazy, hit this big screen TV, like just a box, the same flat screen, y'all. This is a big ass box. She hit the screen. It went boosh. And my nephew and niece like, look at Granny punched the screen. She said, how did you touch that white woman?